since the death of Kim Jong-nam. Shows the story of several people in the periphery of the Kim dynasty of kinship, the ruler of North Korea. Nevertheless, there are a number of people who look along with Kim Jong-un in an opportunity, or as a representative of North Korea to international events. The relationship is still strained by South Korea, making the leader is often accompanied by a number of military figures. Call it for instance Ko Ryong Politburo Presidium member he, and the executive, then Political Bureau Ko Puil, head of the Ministry of People's Comprehensive. Then there's Kim Won-hong, Minister of State Security, and Kim Rak-jyam, Missile Guidance Bureau Chief. Likewise with Yoon Jong-rin, Supreme Commander of the Guards, and Ko Ryong-hee member of the Presidium of the Politburo, and the Political Bureau Executive. Here are some important civilians in North Korea power ring. One. Pak Pong-ju, Premier of the Cabinet. A premier or chief minister in the cabinet of North Korea, sometimes called the prime minister, as the main official duties similar to the PM in a presidential system. Are Pak Pong-ju, who is considered one of the civilians who occupies an important position on the side of Kim Jong-un. He is serving a term of 2 as premier in cabinet, having previously served from 2003 to 2007. Termination of his time was not discussed and recently found out, 11 months after disappearing from public view. There are allegations that the tendency to economic growth for Chara, compared with North Korea, caused him to be replaced. But he was again in 2013, and was elected to join the Politburo, that is Korea Workers' Party leadership, chaired by Kim Jong-un. In the framework of the celebration of a birthday to 105 Kim Il-sung, the Ryomyong anniversary of the road will overwhelm the 20-story buildings. Pak Pong-ju became the main speaker in the event, which he called as a great and important activities, more detailed than the explosion of hundreds of nuclear bombs over the heads of the enemy. Two. Kim Jong-nam, President of Presidium of the Supreme People's Council 4. Other civilians are considered important in the government of Kim Jong-un was Kim Jong-nam. The man in charge of it since 1998, served as President of the Presidium of the Supreme Council, for the people in North Korea. With that position, meaning he is the head of state, and is seen as the number 2 under the great leader Kim Jong-un. The People's Supreme Council is the governing body of North Korea's main legislative, consists of a deputy for any constituency in the country. Overall, there are 687 constituencies in North Korea. The board can be said as a toothless tiger, and delegating almost all of this power to a handful of elites, who are members of the Presidium. Kim Jong-nam, sometimes seen join the welcome guests of the state, and that's what became his main exposure to the outside world, although people often did not know himself. He also attended the opening ceremony of the 2008 Summer Olympics, and the opening ceremony of the 2014 Winter Olympics, as the official representative of North Korea. Three. Ko Tae-bok, Chairman of the Supreme Council of the Peoples. Another important civilian figure in scope the government of Kim Jong-un was Ko Tae-bok. Its influence on North Korea began a bit receding under the leadership of Kim Jong-un, much less her age who already 80s. But, under the previous regime, Ko was one of the most trusted advisor by Kim Jong-il. Ko was one of the 8 people who accompanied the funeral train Kim Jong-il during a funeral procession on December 28, 2011. It is obvious he was important in the hierarchy of power North Korea at that time. Ko, chairman of the board, remains the Supreme People's Assembly, a position which he served since 1998, while Korea Workers' Party Politburo members. In February 2017, Ko was visiting Iran to attend a conference on supporting the Palestinians. He also emphatically wanted to strengthen economic and diplomatic ties with Iran, declaring a sense of disgust against the intervention of sovereign nations by the United States. The foreign affairs role in North Korea runs long enough. He played a major role in the expansion of economic relations between North Korea and Mongolia in 2012, which includes an increase in the trade of petroleum, coal, copper, gold, and uranium. #4. Ri Yong-ho, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Civilians named Ri Yong-ho, who served as ambassador to North Korea, to several European countries, including the United Kingdom, from 2003 to 2007, also touted as an important person in the government of Jong. He served as foreign minister in May 2016. This is different from Secretary Ri Yong-ho, a former representative of North Korea, high-ranking officers who vanished since 2012 and thought to have been put to death. Ri has a reputation as a top-notch negotiators, especially facing state